The trial of the Massachusetts mother accused of murdering her 3 small children expected to go soon to the jury, with the last witness taking the stand today. He told jurors that Lindsay Clancy's recollection of events does not match up with what she told other doctors or what her then husband reported.
Certainly, that's a cause for significant concern. One of them is not correct in their statement. It's markedly inconsistent.
Now, we've been hearing from multiple experts testifying for the prosecution who acknowledged Clancy was struggling mentally at the time of the alleged murders, but they say the medical records that they've reviewed just don't line up with somebody who was supposedly in the throes of postpartum psychosis. As we have reported, both sides do agree that Clancy killed her children in January of 2023. The legal argument is over whether she should be held criminally responsible. Prosecutors say it was part of a plan, but the defense says she wasn't able to tell right from wrong in the moment because of the postpartum psychosis. Closing arguments expected to happen on Thursday. We want to bring in NBC's Sue O'Connell. She's outside of court. She is NBC Boston's courtroom insider. We benefited from her knowledge and her expertise. And Sue, this rebuttal witness talked about some red flags in the conversation with Lindsay Clancy, including the voice she said she heard telling her to kill her children. Is this the first time that we've heard somebody directly address this?
Yeah, Tom, we've had over 70 prosecution witnesses. We're on the rebuttal right now. And this expert testified that Lindsay Clancy spoke to him about what she said she heard. And it's the first time the jury has heard this explicitly, that Lindsay Clancy says that a voice spoke to her while she was getting chicken McNuggets out of the refrigerator to feed her kids. The voice was consistent. It said the same thing over and over again, to kill her children, and that her husband called and then she went back to the voice again. And then when she killed her children, the voice stopped. Now, this witness, who's an expert on all sorts of psychosis and all sort of mental illness, says that that is an odd type of command psychosis or command hallucination. So he's saying she said she heard it. The jury, for the first time, is hearing a recital of what she says happened. And he's saying that isn't something that normally happens to someone who is getting a command hallucination, Tom.
Interesting. So the defense, I understand, has not started cross-exam yet of this last witness. But we did see earlier cross-examination for another witness, and that got rather testy, especially when it comes to the experience some of these witnesses have had with postpartum health. How much could the issue of credibility weigh on jurors when that's really what's at the crux of this whole case?
Tom, all of these witnesses are professionals and experts in their fields, and their credentials are exceptional, except the entire crux of this case is over whether or not Lindsay Clancy was suffering from postpartum psychosis, which is rare on its own terms. And all of the experts that we've heard from the prosecution during their direct and during their rebuttal have had little to no experience with pregnant women, postpartum psychosis, or even treating anything that is resembling postpartum depression. Some of them haven't had experience directly with pregnant women until the middle of the last century, basically. So what the jury's going to have to do is say, is their expertise enough in their field, even though they haven't been up to date on the latest about postpartum depression and psychosis? Are they going to believe them? I think that's what's going to come down to, Tom.
Sue O'Connell, thank you very much, as always. If you or somebody you know is struggling or in emotional distress, you can text 988 or HOME to the crisis text line 741-741.
We thank you for watching, and remember, stay updated on breaking news and top stories on the NBC News app or watch live on our YouTube channel.